flex. The livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the
Monkey Tuesday. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Primate, baby. It's time to bleed on this Monkey Tuesday. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Come on in, smash the like button. Hype the video, share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel to do anything for us in 2026. Well, forever. But shout out to YouTube. I've generated compliance again. If you know, you know. Let's do this roll call because I ain't got long. That's why I'm on a half hour early. I got to hit the road at 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I have a doctor's appointment. So yeah, let's do this roll call real quick. My brother Rod Nail Houston in the building. Snoop, what up, Snoop? How you feel? Good to see you. Coach Hudson in the building. Salute. Jalen Hudson. See, two Hudsons back to back. I gotta go play lotto. Gotta hope I hit that number. Tay, good morning. Kai World, salute. Freedom's March, my brother, salute. Come on in, smash the like button. Let's get to it. Primate. It's Monkey Tuesday, so I'll talk about the little monkey or the big ape, whatever you want to call him. But what does this dude do in 2026? What's he doing in 2026? We heard he has a plan. The plan is Isak Cruz and Lamont Roach. And who's the third person? Because I tuned out after he said Cruz. I tuned out. Apparently he has a 3-fight plan. And I don't think it includes anybody that I want to see other than Lamont Roach. Now, the reason why, you see, the Tankaholics will say that I'm a hater. And I'll tell you, yeah. You put that coat on me, I'm going to wear it. Yeah, you call me a hater. Cool. I'll be a hater. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know when asking an athlete to do their job has translated to hate. I don't know when that happened. Michael Fleming, salute. I don't know how that happened or why that's happening. That's like two teams making it to the NBA Finals. And the West team is saying, hey, man, I don't know, this team out in the East, hope I get a good series out of it. I'm entertained, man. Maybe you get a 7-game banger. Oh, you just hating. What? How's that hate? How's that hate? I just want to see some good basketball. How's that? What's going on? How's that hate? Not a fan of either team. I just want to see some good ball. How is this hate? See, that term hate has become a fail-safe word for you monkeys. It's become a fail-safe word. If you disagree with somebody, it's hatred, even when you explain it thoroughly. And God forbid if you have facts, data, and statistics to support what you're saying that have nothing to do with emotion. They just say you're just a hater. No. This is boxing. And what makes me support a fighter is the work. What makes me not support the fighter is the lack of work or their behavior outside of the ring. That could do it. Case in point, I couldn't deny that once upon a time that Sergey KK Kovalev was the best light heavyweight in the world. There was no denying that. There was no denying that. At one point, there was no denying that. He was beating and battering Bernard Hopkins all around the ring. You know, Adonis Stevens jumped ship. I believe he jumped ship from HBO and went to Showtime. If I'm not mistaken, y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, because that was the fight that Kovalev wanted. And at one point, they were both the top light heavyweights in the world. And I remember after Kovalev, forgot who he beat, but then they gave him the news and they said, hey man, look, did you know that Adonis Stevens just left the network and went to Showtime? And KK Kovalev was like, oh my God, you want to beat the darky. I want to beat the monkey. Remember he put the ape shirt on his child and said, Adonis, you're next. Do y'all remember that? Y'all go back that far? To me, it was just yesterday. That was about like 2014, 2015. Waffle, salute. Jim Diamond, salute. DP Rocker, salute. Y'all remember he put that monkey shirt, the monkey shirt on his child? Hit the child's face because it's a child. But he said, Adonis, you're next. I said, why the monkey shirt though? That was funny as hell. Because you know why I'm saying it was funny? Because I'm the only person at the time. I was still on Facebook. I was the only person. Prince, what up? You remember that, right? And I looked at that. I said, y'all see nothing wrong with this? You know, I knew early what I was dealing with these boxing primates. Derek Gaines, a legend. Black gun on the salute. I was like, whoa, why the monkey shirt? That's wild work. That's wild work. And I ain't even gonna tell you about that conversation that sparked on that thread. That was wild, bro. That was wild. Just to digress on that for a minute, what they did was some clown that thought he was smart, and of course it was a British dude, a British black dude. Come on, bruv. What you had to say when Ali was beating up he was punching the rubber gorilla and calling it Joe Frazier in the Thriller in Manila. You have nothing to say, yeah? I said, motherfucker, you sound just as stupid as a white person asking why it's not okay for them to casually use the word nigga. Steve L, Rick Blackwell, salute. Dow, Big G, what up? It's not your word to use anymore. That's the bottom line. I don't care how we use it. You can't use it. You can't use it. And watch this. Why do you want to use it? That's when I started looking at certain cats across seas like funny. Like, what's wrong with you? Y'all don't understand what's happening here? Ridiculous, but typical. So he put that shirt on his kid and said, Adonis, you're next. But that was normal for him. To me, I was like, whoa, what's that? I said, Adonis need to knock this dude out, but the fight never happened. So once upon a time, Sergey Kovalev was considered the best light heavyweight in the world, and I couldn't stand it because I knew he was a racist. I was hearing stories about him before all of that. I said, man, F this dude, man. John David Jackson was training him at one point. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, I think he stopped dealing with him once certain things started to come out. He left in silence. I could be wrong on that, but there was something going on. He had somebody black in his camp that confirmed it. Nah, you know, I don't deal with that guy because of issue like that. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I vaguely remember because we're going back like 2014, 2015. 10 or 11 years ago. Del Riv, salute. But anyway, when I'm talking boxing. If I can acknowledge that Kovalev was the best light heavyweight in the world, I ain't had to like him, but it was the truth. All this celebration for this primate And I don't get what the big deal is, other than y'all think he's attractive. Look, man, the pillow biting jokes, they come from somewhere. Because I'm looking at this dude's resume and I don't get it. Bernard, what up? I don't get it. I'm looking at all the food on the table and I don't get it. Y'all could tell me he's the best in the world. You can tell me what you think he could do. And all I said was, okay, prove it. That's all I said. Maybe he is. I was saying this since he was at 126. Eric, oh, salute. That's all I said. I mean, what's the problem? All I said was, okay, great, prove it. He beats Shakur. Okay, let's see it. He beats Teofimo. Okay, let's see it. He's the A-side in all directions. Congratulations. I get it. He's running with Floyd and Ellaby and Al Heyman. I get it. I get the marketing. I said, man, please beat up Lomachenko. I said this years ago, man, please stop this Lomachenko train, because y'all already know I'm not a fan of his like everyone else is. You know why? Stormy, salute. You know why? Because I understand the marketing. The same reason why I don't really deal with Lomachenko is the same reason why, you know, I don't say annoying in the way it's trash. I just say he don't need my help. How his career pans out is how it pans out. He wins, he loses. I just say, look at that. Look at that. He wins, he loses. I don't care. Y'all already have him in the Hall of Fame. I'm good. I don't care. He don't need my help. Stillwater, salute. He don't need my help. I already know what y'all doing with him. He comes along and all of a sudden he's overshadowing Pernell Whitaker and all these other legends, man. Come on, bro. Lomachenko's first pro fight, Bob Arum stood on an international stage and said, I haven't seen anything this great since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. Whoa. Whoa, what? All right, lost his second pro fight. MXC, salute. Lost his second pro fight. I was like, wow, okay. There goes that. But they still buffed those nuts, didn't they? He kept getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. I rock, salute, brother. It didn't slow down, did it? Well, there it is. That's what I'm saying. These dudes don't need my help. Annoying in the way don't need my help. That's why I don't listen. People, oh man, oh, you're so great. Oh, all right, man, all right. Go celebrate over there. I'm over here. The same people buffing his nuts can't tell me anybody of note that he fought. They got to Google it. Beezy's, what up? Keep telling y'all, man, don't nobody care about those lighter weights over here in America. They don't. They don't. They really don't. The same rules don't apply to everybody. That dude got hurt, knocked down in like a few fights that I've seen. He looked very vulnerable. He tried to cheat my brother Nonito, losing his gloves, and then he stacks his raps, and y'all celebrating this. But Devin ain't got no chin though, right? Right. You see what I mean? So miss me with all of that. Miss me with all of that. Yeah, I know, Daryl. It's all good, brother. I know. Miss me with all of that and Nui stuff. And miss me with this Tank stuff, because all this food, it's literally... All right, I got to put the picture up for y'all. Every time a Tank Davis sympathizer or somebody, you know, we had a nappy-headed knuckle dragon female come up in here, but see, her position makes sense because she wants to get into a position because she's around guys that remind her of Tank all day. She could say, hey, I think he's sexy. And yeah, she could say that that's a woman, but she don't watch boxing. Came in here and tried to shame the god. Talking about him is feminine. You talk about a man that's feminine? No, he's a boxer. And as a supporter of the sport that I've been doing since way before she was born, you nappy-headed female knuckle dragger, the reality is I watch the sport. The reality is they put this kid on a pedestal, and the celebration doesn't match the work. And then when you ask why he isn't getting to the work, we're met with it's everyone else's fault, and he's the A side. If y'all missed BFTV's premiere yesterday, he broke it down to a science. He broke it down to a science. That's why I don't tolerate, bro. I'm not tolerating talking this kid up until he does something. That's why I'm asking y'all, what is this primate doing in 2026? What's he doing? And what do you want to see him do? Because thus far, I think it's very clear that it don't matter what you want him to do. He's going to do what he wants to do, D-E-W, D-E-W. And you're cool with that. I'm not. Look at this. Look at this. 88, what up? My brother Smoke and Talk Podcast, real Baltimore. That's the fam right there. He says, what's up, y'all? Salute to the chat. Drew, what we doing, bro? Hey, man, we talking about Tank Davis, bro. I'm not putting Tank's actions on the whole city of Baltimore. This is just Tank. This ain't B More. This is just Tank doing this. And it's disgusting. They have this fellow on a pedestal, and look at the names. At different periods in his career, he could have fought all of these people. Even right now, there's people on here. And the sad part is, I had a Tank fan on here, and he couldn't name half of the roster. Salute to you, Smoke and Talk. Go subscribe to my brother Smoke and Talk Podcast. He's a reaction channel. He's damn good at what he does. Baltimore stand up. Exactly, Michael Fleming. I thought Tank was going to retire in 2025, but he didn't get that $40 million ride off into the sunset in a fight that we didn't ask for, but we were told by his fans, leave him alone, let the black man get his money. Now it became a black thing. Meanwhile, his contemporaries are what color? Black. The main ones that y'all want to see Tank knock out, which was Devin and Shakur. Those are the main ones, right? We didn't fathom Lamont Roach, but don't y'all want to see him at least get that back? And he was about to give you Jake Paul and ride off into the sunset. And when you say, hey, Tank, I know you could do it. I know you could. He did the Adrian Broner. Shut y'all soft ass up. No, I ain't got to substitute what he really said with what Adrian Broner said. No. He told y'all, F y'all. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said, F y'all. Tank, the game's so lame without you. I know you could do it. You could. F y'all. Hey, Tank, man, it's time for you to be all in, man. I fucks with you, man. You sound soft. This is how he's talking to the people that support him, bro. This is how he's talking to them. Where's the lie? I'm not lying. And then when we point out the discrepancy, we say, yo, man, look, why is he talking to... Look, we know why we don't deal with this dude as a pro boxer. We know why. But the dudes that do ride for him hard, they be jumping up in panels and fussing with people, in all ignorance, whether they just ignorant and stuttering all over the place, or they try and sound articulate, lawyers and shit, or fake lawyers that try and sound articulate with hoods on their goddamn head. Doing 3-hour marathon streams, justifying his ridiculous movements. Those are your supporters. And that's your response? F y'all? You sound soft. That's how you talk to them. And when we say, hey, man, this is who you're supporting, they get mad at us. So he gets mad at them and they get mad at us. Y'all ever talk to a battered wife? I have. It's the most strange dynamic I've ever seen. I'm literally, oh my God. You know what? I got to do that on Pep Talk. You know what? No. I had to interview a battered wife one day. I can't, no, I got to go to Patreon with that. And her justification for everything was astonishing. I literally, like in the movies where the mouth is hanging open, like, no, that was the first time, and I didn't realize I was doing it. My partner, when we went back to the car, he was like, yo, you all right? I said, I don't think so. He says, yo, when she was responding to you, your mouth was hanging open like in the movies. I said, it was? He said, yeah. He said, yo, it was unbelievable though. But he had more years on the job than me. So he says, yo, you're going to hear weirder shit. He said, I've heard weirder. And I heard his stories. I'm literally talking to this woman with a swollen eye and a busted lip and healed scars on her forehead. And I was like, wait, what? But we were too rough? Getting cuffs on him? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You called us. It was weird, bro. It was weird. It was weird. Called for our help, and we was like, whoa, what's happening? It was so strange. I was like, wait a minute, huh? Dude said, he said, yo, your mouth was hanging open. Like I said, yo, bro, I was in shock. I've never seen anything, never heard any, what? What is happening here? That's how I feel listening to these Tank fans. Seriously. I'm in a place now where I'm not even taking these niggas serious. I'm in a place where I'm not even taking these niggas serious. I'm like, you know what? YouTube sends us our checks the 22nd of every month, right to your direct deposit. That's gotta be what this is. Because I'm telling you right now, you see all these faces here? From 2015 to 2026. We're 6 days into the new year. Believe me when I tell you, in a 9 to 10 year period, he could have fought anybody on this picture. And I left off Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin checks the boxes. He's a white European. He's a Spaniard. He made Tiafimo look subpar. He's a major player. Hell, y'all said Devin ducked him. Well, that's great. Go do the work that Devin didn't do. No one's checking for Sandor Martin right now. Jermaine Ortiz, he checks all the boxes. Does he not? I left him off of here. I just wanted y'all to see his face. I mean, all the faces here, the main ones. So you got two young guns on here that are available now. You know, Josh Taylor. Do I have to go there? He was undisputed, was he not? His belt mattered, right? I literally had a tankaholic on here that said, no, I ain't want Josh Taylor. He was too big. Huh? He's 140. What are you talking about? No, but he's the size of a real welterweight. Huh? Leonard Ellaby is documented saying, although Tank is small, he beats up like cruiserweights in camp. What are we talking about here? So you actually said you're uncomfortable with a fight because the fighter was too big? Well, that's a contradiction to what you told us to shut the fuck up about him doing, which was fighting Jake Paul, which I still think was a dangerous fight for Tank. Mikey Garcia, when he was active. Lomachenko disrespecting you. I think he's the king of Twitter. Remember he said that? He wanted all the smoke. He wanted all the smoke. All of it. All of it. And what did Floyd do? He said, we not ducking or dodging, but Loma's old, he has to fight now, and we're going on to bigger and better paydays. Something to that degree. I have it's on my channel. I played the video several times. But you're not ducking and dodging, but you're not fighting though. So what are we calling it? George Kambosos came through 135 and became unified. And before he fought Devin, don't tell me that if Tank stepped in and said, yo, man, let's do this. George, at least he'd have fought. That's a bigger payday for him. He'd have tried to get him to come to Australia. And Tank would have said no because, you know, these cats are scared to be great. Shakur, Tank ain't want to go to Saudi. Shakur said, I know my worth. Devin's flying to Australia in hostile territory to win undisputed and to defend it. These cats ain't doing what Devin's doing. I support the work. So Tank didn't even want to step in and fight George Kambosos. You know why? Because I think that Tank beats George Kambosos. I think he knocks George out. But what would have happened if he knocked George out? He'd have had 3 belts, and the burden of unification for Undisputed would have been on his shoulders, and he'd have had to fight Devin or dump the belts. So he ignored that whole beef. He stayed out of it. Where's the lie? Jorge Linares was around. He didn't even do that. I think he checks all the boxes. He's Latin, has a decent punch. Fought Loma. He dropped Loma, but Loma stopped him with a body shot. How come Tank ain't step up? Gary Russell Jr. at 126. What happened? TFE was running around belt collecting at 35 while ducking Devin. What happened? Grabbing a belt at 35 meant that eventually he'd have to see Devin Haney. That's why he ain't do nothing. He ran. That's the definition of running. When cats like to say, oh, Devin, he ran the 140 instead of fighting Shakur, and again because, man, shut up. Last 2 weeks of the year, nobody wanted smoke. Devin said, I F it, I'm going up to 140. And he didn't take light work either. He fought Regis Prograis, and a lot of people picked Regis to knock him out. So did Ellie Sekbak. After Regis Prograis knocks out Devin Haney, we're going to go on and Tank Davis reporting. And shut up. Regis got smoked so bad, he sat there and started talking about him being a weight bully after saying, man, you just better than I thought. Then started talking about rehydrated. No, dude, you got smoked. That's it. Superdel Matias, do I have to go there? But watch this. He came through 35. What happened? Main biker, salute. Camaro, salute. 704 Joe. Dragon Fang. What happened? There was work available. Everybody here. And right now, Abdullah Mason and Murtala. They got belts right now. He ain't say, hey, man, I'm going to run it back with Lamont Roach and all the other champions at 35 you on notice. He didn't say that. Keyshawn Davis, yo, what up, light skin? Let's get it. He calling you out disrespectfully. His response, nothing. Remember that live stream I did? Davis versus Davis? There can only be one? With the Highlander meme? That was pretty dope. Ern Jordan, salute. And I'm like, yo, what happened? Nothing? So all of these faces, as at a certain point, Tank was around. Nothing. So please, don't ask me, don't tell me, hey man, why you hating on Tank? Man, shut up. Shut up. I'm not hating on him. I'm asking him to do his job. I don't get all the D-blowing with this kid. I don't get it. And then when the fanatics say, hey, you know, Tank, we love you. Do something, man. We need you to knock this guy out. We know you could do it. He's telling you to F off and F y'all. And he's really saying these things. And y'all are the ones supporting him? I was in a position where, you know what, this Jake Paul fight is going to happen. You know what? Whatever. Let him make his money and get the hell out the sport, because I'm tired of looking at him at this point. Right now, he's in the way. Make your bread go away. Y'all said leave him alone, right? And y'all was holding on to the hope, oh, your Tank is he's gonna beat Jake Paul. It's an exhibition, and I don't care about that. But he's gonna come back around and he's gonna fight. No, you have all these hopes and dreams. The man said he was leaving, but he's a liar. You see the grown adolescent men that love on this kid, they see some of these niggas, they see something in him that they want it to be. They see something in him that they claim they identify with. And knowing how his life is by now to this degree, if all you can say is, I identify with him, then that tells me everything I need to know about you as a man, because I don't identify with shit with this kid at all. Slim Hussein, salute. Yeah, they're gonna be saying that Abdullah Mason too big too, or that reach he got. If you're a grown man saying I identify with Tank, what the fuck? What are you talking about? What? I know dudes that came up far worse than Tank. They got families now. Some of them never been to prison. They haven't crashed up cars. They had like bad homes. They came up in bad homes, but they ain't crashing up cars and selling drugs or they don't even project that look because they spent their life moving away from that. So as an adult, if you're saying I identify with him, what do you identify with? What your daddy left you? Your parents were smoking crack? That's not even Tank's story. There were some OGs that took him out those mean streets of Baltimore and made sure he wasn't a statistic. He waited till he touched $1 million to start goofing around in the street and getting arrested. This is what y'all celebrate? Mind of Masamusa, my brother, salute. Anthony, what up, bro? Long time no see. Good to see you. Grown men idolizing this nonsense. Vince, what up? G. McCall, salute. Not idolizing ignorance. That's what black people do. That's what we doing. Anytime a black athlete does something stupid and it makes the news, I'll be like, oh my God, man. Why? 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 You other monkeys, you know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have been driving down the street when he hit her. She shouldn't have been there. She pregnant. Why she get pregnant though? Ain't that her baby daddy problem? It's not Tank's problem. He had to get away from whatever situation he was dealing with. He had to make it do what it do. You see why I try to keep it boxing? But when your outside activities affect your career, which is what's happening to this ape, I just need you out the way. That's why I wanted the Jake Paul to fight. I said, man, look, whatever happens, happens. You know, I think Jake Paul, I think there was an agreement, and Jake Paul intended on breaking it because he has the money and the status to do so. And this Tank Davis, no one would have cared if he went off script and cornered him and started beating him up on the top of his head, hitting him in the kidneys, and he might have thrown a knee or hit him in the nuts or something, and nobody would have cared. His trolling ass would have grabbed the mic and said, hey, that's what happens to woman beaters. I don't care. I'll pay her an extra $10 million. I don't care. Stop beating women. And everyone would have applauded Jake for that. I'm just giving you an example. He has the complexion for the protection. Nobody cares that AJ knocked his jaw in 8 different places, broke it, and he's missing 17. No one cares. Jake's going to come back like nothing happened. There were more Deontay Wilder memes than there were AJ versus Jake Paul memes. There were more AJ memes than there were Jake Paul memes. Ain't that right, niggas? You see, I watch things like that. You a bunch of off-code niggas. Oh, well, AJ was supposed to lose. I mean, Jake Paul was supposed to lose. Yeah, of course he was. Of course he was. But there was always that glimmer. There was some people saying, hey, man, you know, Jake lands something. If Jake lands something. Look, that's boxing. If anybody lands something, that's boxing. Shabazz, salute. Yeah, and you're right. You're right about that. HMC, salute. I'm not wrong on that. I'm not wrong on that. It's boxing. Any kind of fight sports. I've seen all kinds of upsets that weren't supposed to happen. You're like, what the hell? That just happened? That's right. They talked about Jake Paul getting knocked unconscious. Well, he wasn't knocked unconscious, getting his shit broke. Brandon, what up? And outside of that, that was over with. When AJ got beat up in New York against Andy Ruiz, the memes was all month long. I watched it. They had a meme of him getting knocked down, and then they spun the camera around and they showed AJ walking off. They made him look like he was walking to the airport in British Airways. I said, damn, they were giving it to him. Oh, the Fury Wilder memes they were crazy, weren't they? That was months of shit. Months. Remember that? AJ breaks this dude's jaw in 3 places and he's missing 7 teeth. Juice, what up? Yep, my memes tell stories. Y'all know that movie Primate that's coming out, right? About that renegade orangutan? Yeah, so you know what I did. Look it up. So you know what I did. That's what this is. That's what I did. I just added my own spin to it. The Deontay Wilder memes was crazy, wasn't they? Y'all could not stop. This was our Black American heavyweight champion. And y'all couldn't wait to see him fold. But primates want to get on my panel and ask me if I'm black. What? You's a Tank fan. You don't reserve the right to question my integrity and my loyalty in certain aspects in life, unconditional loyalty to my community. You don't reserve the right to question my blackness, nigga. Not when a lot of you Tank Davis motherfuckers that come on these panels and try and talk to me, some of y'all got criminal records. I don't have that. I was on the opposite side of the law. And here's the mind fuck. Some of you motherfuckers thought you could come up here and shame me about that. You can't do that. Is this what you niggas are? That's what we doing? That's what you're doing? Let me ask the chat. What's more shameful? At a Ace Data salute. What's more shameful? Formerly having a career in law enforcement or doing time in jail? Kawhi, salute. You just let me know that you celebrated the wrong shit. And you grew up in ignorance. Up is down, down is up, right is left, left is right. So to celebrate this primate actually makes sense. I don't identify with shit he does outside the ring. Hell, I don't identify with shit he does inside the ring as far as career-wise. That's what the beef is. He's the best in the world. Can you prove it? Stop hating. Huh? No, nigga, get busy. Get busy. If you got a story for every name in this picture as to why he didn't fight him, I really don't want to talk to you, bro. Never mind Devin, because you already said he's too big. What about everybody else? The only person he fought on this list is right there in the bottom middle, in the middle row. And he fought him to a draw. And we can't even get the rematch. I will never respect a Tank Davis fanatic. First of all, I don't respect no fanatic because fanatics are crazy. But if you have an excuse for everything that this dude has done, I really don't want to talk to you. The most honest thing that you could say is what this nigga Mag 7 did. I'm a casual, but I love Tank. Bro, that's cool. Conversation over. You don't qualify. What do I tell y'all family all the time? Sam Max, salute. Jose, my brother. People have to qualify to talk boxing with you. If the first thing out their mouth is, I'm a casual, conversation over. Look, I let that man join the panel, and y'all heard the foolishness. Y'all read the foolishness in BFTB chat or wherever y'all see him on Champ Size chat. Enough's enough. I'm done with it. Done with it. We're not doing that. You got grown-ass men lying. James Franklin lying. Absolutely lying. Was that not creepy? No, bro, listen. That was creepy. When I was making the video, I said, yo, this is actually sick, man. This is actually sick. Grown-ass man stood on my panel and said he's directly involved with Tank Davis' team. Now, he could have been, but I said, you know what? He's going to have to prove it. But right now, I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with no. He's lying. He didn't even know that Tank said he was fighting Eastside Cruz next. The man insisted. He said, how do you know I'm lying, Drew? I said, you know, bro, I could be wrong, but, you know, I'm for the most part, I'm a great judge of character. Character. Tank has no character. And everybody that unconditionally supports him, they lack character. Think about what I'm saying. World Constrictor, salute. Think about what I'm saying. Think about all the channels you've seen that justify Tank's moves. There's something wrong with every last one of them. Tell me I'm lying. There's something called character flaw. And there's something wrong with these dudes. I keep it so simple over here. Wait a minute. Tank's the A side in every direction. This is before Turkey got into the business. How does he have all of these contemporaries? He ain't fighting any of them. How? And then when he gets in the ring with someone that you think will give him a good scrap, there's all these stipulations. Weight, catch weights, and he's draining people. Like, what is going on? Why does he have to do all of that? Why does he have to do all of that? I ain't got to lie on Tank. I ain't got to lie on his fan base. These niggas are weird. The fanatics are weird. Refer to BFTB's premiere yesterday. There's about 5% that are actually realistic. I got love for the brother for whatever reason. He live up the block for me, or I know his father's cousin, sister's brother's uncle's roommate. But yo, he need to get busy. There's 5% of them that say that. Kevs, what up? The rest of these niggas are weirdos, and they try and deflect by talking about his contemporaries. Y'all know Devin and Tank, there's no comparison. Just check the resume. Watch this. Can he beat Devin? Tank fanatic will say, yes. Why don't he fight him? Devin too big. But he beats him. Yes. But why not fight him? Because Devin too big. Huh? And then we say Jake Paul was 195 pounds. He was about to be 195 pounds going into the fight. Oh, but we cool with that. What? Main biker in that super chat is salute. He says, college, good job, you're lame. Go to jail, and you're a real one. This is our community, bro. It's our community. Niggas fire shots at me all the time talking about, oh, you used to be law enforcement. What does that mean? Watch this. Some of you niggas need to be in jail. Every nigga that's in prison is not Nelson Mandela. Would you agree? You see what I'm saying? Thank you, main biker. Exactly. Some of you niggas live in a neighborhood and y'all know this motherfucker need to be in jail. And like I said, I know I've had people on my panel that did prison time. And you defending this fraud. This kid waited till he touched $1 million to start fucking around in the street. 4-ounce sniper, salute. Where's the lie? I'm like, well, what are we really discussing here? I'm trying to talk boxing. Y'all saw talking about everything else. Y'all saw Boxing Shigo when he put out that list in writing. Y'all don't know how revealing that was. Aaron, salute, brother. Y'all don't know how revealing that really was, bro. Y'all don't know how revealing. Like, I read that, like, what is, he really wrote this. And it's further proof that some of these dudes can't help themselves. Once we got the chrome hearts and tattoos and braided hair, I was like, oh, no. He sounds like a woman. That's why I said the nappy-headed chick that came to the chat, I could deal with that because she's a woman. She's insignificant. She's a rib. She's a help me, what she's supposed to be. And I understand her infatuation because a woman's supposed to be infatuated with whatever they see fit, whatever they see as attractive to them. She don't know boxing. She knows tank. Style boxer, salute. She don't know that. She don't know about his contemporaries. When I put the meme up with all those faces on it, she won't know anybody on there. Maybe Shakur or any other fighter that she thinks is cute. So I don't take her seriously. She wasn't a real supporter of the sport. She's a fan of him, but I expect that from women like that, from girls. Not even a woman, from girls like that. Queens of the Ring, my sisters, they're real supporters of the sport. They talk boxing. Shorty didn't come in here talking about, oh, well, you know, with Super Del Matias and da-da-da. No, she didn't do that. She came in here firing shots. Why are you talking about him? That's feminine. You can't shame me when you're ignorant. You cannot shame me when you're ignorant. You can't shame me for having a career in law enforcement once upon a time when you have a criminal record. You see how that works? You see how that works? And this is how you deal with the tank fan. You hit him with the logic. It's that simple. It's that simple. Jay Grant, salute. It's that simple. When they come in here with this nonsense, you just hit them with the facts. Some of y'all are my age. I remember a show called Dragnet, Just the Facts, man. You ask a question, don't start going off on outer space and Luke Skywalker and Star Trek, Mr. Spock. No, just give me the facts. Black Martial Arts Society, enjoy the weather. It's goddamn 35 degrees here in Jamaica. Fuck you, bro. Enjoy it. Blue water. Just the facts. Deal with the facts. You can't bend or twist and make any of this make sense. You can't. It's impossible. It is impossible. Primate. You used to be an officer. And you have a criminal record. What are we talking about? You celebrate Christmas, a white man holiday. And you ain't have shit growing up. So what are we talking about? Just keep telling me how angry you are. And this is why you identify with Tank. But here's the thing. He puts off the appearance that he ain't have shit. He puts off the appearance that it's a rags to riches story. And it's really not. He had some good brothers around him that looked out for him, that kept him out the street. And when he was able to make freedom of choice at his own age, when he reached a certain age, when he had freedom of choice, what did he choose to do? Start fucking around in the street. No one taught him how to properly select a woman. When he did select a woman, allegedly, he's putting hands on bitches. Well, it's not alleged. We did see one on video. In the latest one, there's a video. And I'm not going to put this all on his OGs. It's him. He's a 30-year-old man. It's him. He doesn't know not to do certain things. He doesn't know how to stay out of certain situations. It's him. Now watch this. Devin's a schoolboy. He had a Mercedes when he was in high school. What? I don't understand. Why does that bother you? He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. So what? What was he supposed to grow up like? You see how this works? Oh, I see. So Devin had it good growing up. Bill made all the mistakes so his kids didn't have to. And now you're upset that Devin doesn't have a criminal record. And watch this. Devin also dresses like the rest of these young men do. He got the tattoos. He got, he's growing out his hair, and he does everything that the rest of these kids. It's the fashion. That's what these kids do. What do you YN say? Or you adults with YN mentalities, what do y'all say? He's trying to be like Tank. No. I walk out my door in a little while. I'll walk past several YNs that look just like that. Tatted on the face and everything. It's just what they do. Oh, Tank has his own style. Do y'all remember that list that Ego put out? It was cringe. It was so cringe, man. I was like, oh my God, he really put it in writing. I'm giving you a 4-page letter. And that's the kids. Chilltown, what up? He put it in writing. That was a love confession. It was disgusting. So you question my blackness, fail. You question my former line of work, fail. And watch this, has nothing to do with what this dude's choices made, because all I wanted to see was this kid challenge himself, and he didn't do it. But meanwhile, Andrew Toppin, salute. Meanwhile, I'm looking at Devin, and all I see is the work. They had to cheat him to try and get a dub. And by the way, when that happened, who celebrated? Syria, Sugar-Free Mars, salute, Queen. What happens when he got cheated? First of all, when we thought it was just a loss, who celebrated? This guy. But y'all want to talk about that black thing, right? We black, right? Right. Oh boy, and all y'all motherfuckers showed y'all, oh man, y'all turncoats, y'all showed y'all ass. Y'all couldn't wait, bro. Y'all couldn't wait. Y'all couldn't wait. And then what happened? You found out that Ryan was a cheater. Then you blamed Vada. Then you blamed the New York State Athletic Commission. Remember that? Then Ryan was asked, he said, wait a minute, I need the B sample. And then he's down in the Middle East. Y'all remember that? Well, I don't know why I don't think the B sample should say anything different than the A sample. Y'all remember that? Remember the video I did? And I said, wait, what did you say? Y'all remember all of that? Or did y'all forget? It was only last year for me. Well, 2 years ago now. Y'all remember all of that? The B sample is going to clear him. I said, y'all do know the B sample's from the same specimen. He pissed in one cup and they divided it. A sample, B sample. It wasn't, I'm going to piss today and piss tomorrow. That wasn't that. Yeah, and then taco head. 3D head. The hair follicle test is going to exonerate Ryan Garcia. Press 1 if you stole it. I was like, no. Absolutely not. Y'all remember the live I did? Reading it? Shout out to Rachel Donaire. She said, yo, read this. Send me the article. I said, thank you. And I know about hair follicle tests. Do you know why? When you get hired by NYPD, you piss, and guess what else they do? They tell you when you get to Left Rack City, when you're starting your paperwork, they say, we telling you about the drug test. We're going to take urine and we're getting hair from somewhere. We don't care if we have to shave one eyebrow. If you want this job, we're getting hair from somewhere. We melt it and we go back 3 months. Only 3. We can go back all year. We go back 3 months. We can tell you everything from what you've eaten, let alone smoke or drink. That's why we ask you. Joe Townsend, salute. That's why we ask you what it is. And then they sent us on a break. I remember going downstairs, going across the street, getting a sandwich. When I went back to the building, and this is Left Rack City, Queens, when I went upstairs and sat back down, all of a sudden, those places to sit. I'm looking around like, where'd everybody go? Yeah, they said, now we can really get started. Once we reveal what the drug testing is, people leave and don't come back. I was like, oh, shit. Well, I'm not on drugs. Shave away. That's real shit. That's real shit. That really happened. I was like, whoa. That's a true story. It was standing room early, and I got there early. I said, damn. filling out all this paperwork. They say, we're going to send you on a break, but let me tell you about the drug test. Officer telling us about the drug test. Everyone was like, all right. I went downstairs, got a sandwich, came back. I'm like, where's everybody? I swear to God, half the room left. Big old room. Half of them left. I was like, yo. They couldn't pass the drug test. You see, you got to put down that marijuana, man. Stop doing lines. Chris, what up? Yeah, Kawhi, I saw that, man. He called Ryan handsome to his face. These dudes be homos, bro. Y'all, where do you think all the gay jokes come from? I'm not just making it up. There's no other explanation. Yeah, Dow, Left Rack City, stand up. Homer Akinelli. There's no other explanation. I don't get it. He's not giving us what we want as boxing supporters. Everybody's in their prime, or like I said, it's been about 8 years, and then here come Ray Mutala and Abdullah Mason. And then in the last 2 years, Keyshawn Davis burst on the scene. So the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. Yeah, that's where Nori's from. Left Rack City, Queens. Dow, you know those, BVO, salute. You know those two buildings? I forgot what floor PD's on, but corrections is on, I think, maybe 11th floor. And PD's on the 12th floor. And back then, I don't know what they do now, but back then, that's where you needed to go to start your paperwork. Man, that was crazy. I went down there. I'll never forget it. I drove, and I said, oh, my God, it's crowded. And right before I went to go park in the parking lot, somebody pulled out of a legal parking spot. I was like, oh, right here. Lucky. Abdullah, what up? Word, stay off the weed, man. These cats got to stay off the weed. That classroom, all of a sudden there was places to sit. You could put your paperwork on the side. Before, I was standing up in the corner, people breathing and shit. I'm like, damn, well, whatever. I was like, man. But it happened. The gray office building, there's like a deli downstairs. I ain't been that way in a long time. There's a deli downstairs on the opposite side of the highway. I think that's a Costco now. But that wasn't there. Back in 1999, that wasn't there. Steve-O, salute. The DEP's in that building, the Department of Environmental Protection. There's two long buildings on the side. I used to talk to a chick that lived in one of those buildings. It's right there. Shit crazy, bro. I'll never forget that. But anyway, when you got content creators writing letters about why this kid is the shiznick, no. Negative. Yeah, Darryl, it used to be a parking lot. You're right. It used to be a parking lot. Then next thing you know, I ain't go around there in a long time. I went up there. I said, yo, they made a Costco over there? Damn. There's a whole like mall over there. There's a municipal credit union up the block. Yeah. Shout out to Left Rack City, Queens. But these dudes, when they that letter he wrote, K-Rod, salute. That letter he wrote about why, Tank is outstanding. You know what the craziest shit was? When he said he's not trying to be friends with anyone in or around his weight class. He sure did invite Ryan Garcia out for drinks. Right? And again, refer to the picture I put up. There was a lot of food on that table. Jeff Sparks, salute. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this kid is a living, walking contradiction, and he's in a position where y'all will love him unconditionally, y'all will defend him unconditionally, and he's all wrong for what the the sport of boxing actually needs. We want the best fighting the best. We want the best competition. And all I've been saying is stop telling me how great this kid is when he hasn't shown it. And he has nothing but space and opportunity. And he's a liar. And I could talk about how lame in overrated his boxing career is, and I ain't got to talk about the outside of the ring shit. I could leave that alone. The only reason why you can merge those conversations is because the bullshit he did outside the ring stopped his progress. We was in a position where he was saying, I'm leaving in 2025. I said, great, get the fuck out. You're not doing what I want you to do. Make your 40 million and get out. And he couldn't even get that right. Okay, great. You're not retiring. Good. Good. That must mean we're getting a Lamont Roach fight, right? Wrong. We're getting an Isaac Cruz fight. You beat him already with one hand, man. But here's the difference. His black ass, for all you niggas that say, you black, right? You black, right, Drew? Right. When he beat Isaac Cruz, he went to his locker room and said, a new star's born. And didn't somebody in his camp start speaking Spanish to them, if I remember correctly? I didn't imagine that, did I? I may have. You let me know. Didn't someone from camp's team started speaking, their black ass started speaking to Isaac's team in Spanish? I could have swore I saw that. Yeah. But he did that to him. Ultimate respect. A new star's born, right? Lamont Roach, his brother from the DMV, when we was asking, why is he doing that? 130, why is he doing that? Shut up, mind your business. He's breaking bread with his DMV brother. Stop hating. Okay. Fights him to a draw. And I'm not even going to review the shenanigans leading up to that fight. Fought him to a draw. We're like, all right, cool, rematch. Nope, Jake Paul. What happened to, that's your DMV brother. And you told us to stop hating. What happened to that? See, Tank makes y'all look stupid because y'all are stupid. Well, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. If y'all are stupid, he can't make you look stupid. You're already stupid. You so stupid, I got to spell stupid wrong. S-T-O-O-P-I-D. You're stupid. That's how stupid you are. I used to say, well, how long are y'all going to allow this dude to make you look stupid? You know what? It's profitable to defend this bullshit. Because people run to your channels to see, well, how are you going to make sense of this? Because I need ammunition. So if I hear somebody say something and it makes a little sense, or it sounds like it makes sense, I could take that and go to other channels and I'll use that as my defense. You cannot defend this little nigga. You can't do it. You can't defend this primate. You can't. All you can do is be him. So when I got stuttering niggas, someone sent me, this nigga Mag actually did a video. Yo, listen, I'm going to give him a plug right now, okay? You know what this nigga's video is named? Mag 7 Life, the stuttering opinion of a real Tank fan. You know what, bro? Own it. Own it. What I just read to you, that's actually the name of the video. I didn't make that up. Own it. He said to BFTB, he wanted to make a GTD fan base. Dude, you're late. You're about 3 years late. You're about 5 years late on that. But good luck. It's comical. Maybe he'll go viral for sounding like that. Good luck to him. But I don't take nothing he says over there serious because he says he's a casual. He openly admits he's a casual, but he argues with you. And he's not a boxing fan. He's a Tank fan. So it'll be short-lived because he can't talk about anything else. And that's what I'm saying. It irritates me. I'm not making that up, y'all. I'm not making that up. I'm not making that up. What I just told you is National Geographic facts. I'm dead serious. But it irritates me when I have niggas like that with criminal records who are admitted casuals try to fuss with me, and because they don't like what I have to say about the man that they have a man crush on.
Man crush.
I'm speaking facts. We're having two different conversations. I'm talking about boxing and how these cats need to get the hell out the way so these fights could happen. And they're talking about chrome hearts and tattoos and braided hair. We're having two different conversations. Again, I understand that nappy-headed chick coming up in here saying that because she's a girl, but she don't know no better. When you have a grown man that does that, egalitarian, salute. That grown man doing that, Renzo, what up? Nah. BVO says, what about Benavidez ducking Opataya? I don't know nothing. Is that new news? Is that new news? I don't know. I don't know about that. Did something happen? I may have missed it. I'll research it. I know he's going up to cruiserweight to fight, what's his name? Oh, shit, I'm having a brain fart right now. But he's going up there to fight a Mexican on Mexican Independence Day. So I guess it makes sense. Yo, look, man, let everyone do what they want to do at this point. Jao Patay is that dude. But I don't want to put the ducking coat on Benavidez because of what he's gone through. But if he's successful, Harold, what up? If he's successful on Mexican Independence Day or whenever that fight takes place at cruiserweight, and if he stays at cruiserweight and fights Jao Patay, come on, man, that's big news there. So I'm not ready to put it on him yet. You gonna see him this Saturday? Ask him about Jao Patay. Would he be open to that fight? Yeah, he's going to fight Zurdo because they're Mexican and it makes sense. But yeah, you can ask him about Jao Patay. Would he be willing, if he's successful against Zurdo, will he stay at cruiserweight and fight Jao Patay? And I don't think David Benavidez would duck that smoke. And I'd pay money to watch that fight because both of those men are killers, proven killers. Proven killers. I would definitely pay for this. Whew. What? That's a matchup right there. Renzo says accept him as an honorary Negro. I mean, look, I love the fact that he reps his people. I love the fact that he's bilingual, speaks perfect English. He also speaks both his parents' native tongue. The dude's a fighter, man. David Benavidez is everything you want in a fighter, man. That's what I'm saying. I respect the work, goddammit. I respect the work. I'm looking at the work. And I don't care what race, culture, or creed you are. As long as you're not like some racist asshole. I'd have respected Sergey Kovalev because I was looking at the work. But I knew he was a racist. I said, I can't respect that. I'm looking at the work. And mind you, especially if you have the industry against you in a lot of aspects, because I hear y'all, the haters right now, you respect the work, but you didn't like Kovalev. Yeah, because he was a fucking racist. There are discrepancies. But if you have the industry against you, do you know David Benavidez was supposed to fight? Well, Canelo was supposed to fight him. And Canelo openly out loud ducked him in writing. And nobody said anything. I'm like, wait, whoa. He said all he has to add is an extra 20 pounds on fight night. But Edgar Berlanga came in on fight night like damn near 200 pounds, man. In fact, Edgar Berlanga came in 3 pounds heavier than Benavidez did when he fought Bostic at a heavier weight class. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Crazy stuff. So I follow the work. I wasn't a big Lennox Lewis fan in the 90s. You know why? It wasn't because anything he did in the goddamn ring. I was just on my American shit. I said, goddamn, we ain't got no Americans anywhere in all 50 goddamn states that could beat this guy? What's going on? I didn't like hate him. I just said, man, he's so fucking dominant. The work proved otherwise. If anyone said, man, why you hate Lennox Lewis? I don't hate him, man. I'm just mad that I ain't got no American. We ain't got no Americans that can match him. That's all that is. Because other than that, Lennox is the absolute truth. For me to sit back and start nitpicking, oh, I don't like his accent. I don't like how he talks. I don't like his dreadlocks at the time. Come on, that's bullshit. I openly told everybody, I said, damn, this dude is nice. This dude is nice. There's no getting around it, man. Damn. So it was an honest hatred. It was honest. I never said he was trash. And I carried that with me the whole time I was watching boxing. How many times you heard me say that Vasily Lomachenko was trash? How many times you heard me say that? Pick him. You didn't even hear me say that Tank was trash. You heard me say he was afraid. You heard me say that his fanatics have more faith in his abilities than he does. You heard me say that. You heard me say that. When the fuck did I become a hater for just asking any of these fighters to do what they say? I don't know these niggas. I'm older than all these niggas. You decided to fight. You told us you was the best in the game. And your fans told us you knock everybody out. All I ever said was, great, let's see it. And the fact that your man decided not to, and y'all still support this primate, it is astonishing. And I can't think of anything else because I've been scratching my head till it bled. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm watching boxing. You know, I know fighters always say, well, I'm the best. The only way you find out is in the ring. This is the only sport in the world where you can have a problem with somebody and settle it in the ring by fisticuffs. So I don't understand. What is this freezing out shit? What is this? I'm not going to give you a payday shit. But meanwhile, you're questioning me about my blackness? You're questioning me? Shut up. Let him feed his DMV brother. Okay. Fights him to a draw. We'll feed him again. Nah, you hating. What? He's black. That's his DMV brother. You just told me to shut the fuck up 4 months ago. Okay, all right. Him and Shakur. I know he's 50% Puerto Rican, but still. Right? That's what he told us. I didn't say anything. He told us that, did he not? True Boxing Night Salute. Shakur told us, you know, he's Puerto Rican. That's what he said. Jermaine, what up? He said that. I ain't say that. He said that shit. Okay, let's roll with it. Okay, fine. Unification right there. WBA. And what was Shakur? The WBC? Let's get it. Nothing. But we black though, right? Oh, I got it. Jake Paul. Huh? What happened to we black? Oh no, let Tank get his money. Stop hating. What? You fucking bum. Miss me with the black power shit. Miss me with the tattoos and the chrome hearts and the grease in my eye. Mind you, good job, Tank fans. Shorty that braided his hairs from the Bronx, and y'all got in her DMs and threatened her life. Y'all did that. Typical, because he beats women too. Uh-oh. And all of this, because I just asked him to prove he's the best. Now he's missing the ship. So what do I want to see Tank Davis do in 2026? I want to see him gone. I want to see him retire. Go away. You've done nothing. You've given me nothing for me to celebrate. And the more I think about it, I didn't ask for Ryan Garcia. I ain't asked for Hector Garcia. There's a bunch of shit that you've done that I didn't ask for, but we accepted it in the hopes that you would do something. And right now you're talking about coming back to fight a guy you beat already, but the guy you fought to a draw, you're not even considering. You said it, but I don't believe you.
Monkey!
Hey, you think Tank is going to give the boxing public what they want? No! You think his fanatics are finally going to wake up and say, yo, Tank, nah, this is ridiculous. You got to do something, baby. No! Y'all go subscribe to Max 7 Life. No! Damn.
Yeah, come on!
We black, right? I really can't stand to look at that for a long period of time anymore. I really can't, because it's gotten worse. Y'all like Tank?
No! மடப்பட பேசிக்கிட்டு இருக்கும்போது மைக்க கொண்டாந்து வாய்க்குள்ள வரையடா. மூச்சு முடி செத்து போனா என்ன?
Nigger.
I'm unloading the magazine.
Nigger.
I can't stand you, motherfucker.
Nigger.
I can't stand you.
Nigger.
I gotta bounce, man. Fuck you, nigga. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat. Yeah, I'm angry about it. I gotta go, got a doctor's appointment, man. Y'all stay blessed, man. Pep Talk tonight. I got a lot to cover, man. I got a lot to cover. Painful Excellence Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all follow me on Patreon. Y'all follow me on Rumble, because I'm gonna produce and get loose, man. It's gonna be crazy. I got a lot to cover. I got light on y'all with Pep Talk, but now we making a strong comeback because there's a lot of things wrong in the community. There's a lot of things wrong in the atmosphere of life, and it trickles down into boxing, but nah. This is a bigger problem, and I'm gonna put a spotlight on it, man. So salute to y'all, man. Much love, man. See y'all tonight. Bronx on deck. Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Nigger.